I'm Alex Sharfin, and this is the Momentum Podcast, made for empire builders, game changers, trailblazers, shot takers, record breakers, world makers, and creators of all kinds. Those among us who can't turn it off and don't know why anyone would want to. We challenge complacency, destroy apathy, and we are obsessed with creating momentum so we can roll over bureaucracy and make our greatest contribution. Sure, we pay attention to their rules, but only so that we can bend them, break them, then rewrite them around our own will. We don't accept our destiny, we define it. We don't understand defeat because you only lose if you stop, and we don't know how. While the rest of the world strives for average and clings desperately to the status quo, we are the minority, the few, who are willing to hallucinate there could be a better future, and instead of just daydreaming of what could be, we endure the vulnerability and exposure it takes to make it real. We are the evolutionary hunters, clearly the most important people in the world, because entrepreneurs are the only source of consistent, positive human evolution, and we always will be. Primal pain relief. I want to share with you in this podcast a very simple way that my client Brad Gibb shared on our monthly coaching call, or our weekly coaching call this week, how he has relieved neck pain and back pain that has been bothering him for years. In fact, bothering him for years, laying on CrossFit balls, getting massages, getting chiropractic, doing everything he possibly can, and hasn't been able to correct it. And this week, within just a few days, with just 20 minutes a day, he's had massive relief of pain. I'll share that with you in just a second, but first, I want to share with you what I did today. I spent the day today 12 hours without talking to anybody or using electronics of any kind. As I was doing this today, as I was going through this, I realized how familiar this practice is to me. You know, I've always been an introvert, someone who has a hard time being around other people. To be candid with you, I'm nervous, I'm awkward, I get anxious around other people. I have a hard time being in most social situations unless I'm in charge. You know, if I'm running a team or if I'm on stage speaking to a huge group, I'm absolutely comfortable. But if I'm on stage speaking to a huge group, and I finish and I walk over to the side of the stage and 20 or 30 people walk up, I'm sweating into my pants. I'm having anxiety and little mini panic attacks, and I feel ridiculously awkward, and I always feel like I say the wrong thing, all of those things. And when I was younger, in my 20s, I grew a very large company with a lot of people and a lot of clients. We got to over $250 million a year. And today, as I went through this day of silence without going on any electronics, I had this distinct memory of being in my 20s and working for 20 or 30 days at a time, and then just hitting the day where I didn't do anything and would pull back and turn inwards and shut things down and recoup and feel better. And that's what I did today. And for me, that is a massive part of lowering the pressure and noise in my life. Because as an entrepreneur, I want to have the pressure and noise in my life as low as it possibly can be. Because when pressure and noise goes up, that's when people like you and I become symptomatic. That's when people like you and I have a hard time getting things done. That's when we start experiencing physiological issues. We start getting things like heart palpitations and anxiety and panic attacks and brain fog and all other types of things happen to us when the pressure and noise in our lives goes up too high. And so this week, I was on my coaching call with everybody who's in our Grow and Scale Mastermind. Those are our $1 million plus clients. Once a week, I host a call with them right now. And Brad Gibb, who works with Atlas Wealth, he and Ryan Lee run Atlas Wealth. They've grown about 300% this year. They're on a tear. They're just two of the most genuine and amazing guys you've ever met. And they're in the financial industry. So to get like really good people that you want to hang out with in the financial industry, sorry if you're in the financial industry, but let's be honest, it's rare. And I love these guys. And here's why they're so rare. They can talk to entrepreneurs in a way that entrepreneurs hear them about finance, which is really unique. And when I'm around both of them, they just make me feel good. They're good guys. They reinforce the right things. They make me want to be a better person. They live by example. They're incredible parents, incredible partners to each other, incredible spouses to their wives. They're just amazing, amazing guys. And Brad shared this week on our call that he started doing the Primal walk in the morning. And actually, here's why. Last week, he was in our class that we did, our 3-day Billionaire Code Summit. And he came up to me and said, Alex, I've been having just really bad neck pain and mid-back pain, and it's just tight, and I've been doing all these different things. Like I said before, he's done chiro and massage, and I don't know what else, but there's been a lot that he's tried. And I told him, Brad, I know this is going to sound like a roundabout way of getting there, and it's not a direct approach, but I would recommend you start getting up and doing the Primal walk. Get up before you get on electronics, throw on some really functional shoes like Vibram 5 Fingers, or get yourself a pair of Zeros, or just wear no shoes and go for a 20-minute walk. And I told Brad, Brad, within 2 or 3 times of doing this, you will feel your neck relax and your back relax. And I explained to him what I want you to understand about this. Now, here's why the Primal walk is such a massive game changer, not just for your health, not just for your physiology, not just for your brain, not just for your presence and awareness. It's a massive game changer for your physiology, because here's the fact. We are evolutionary hunters. Brad is an evolutionary hunter of the highest level. He sees unique connections and has that drive for gained advantage, and he wants to improve the world around him, and he focuses on the future. He has massive processing capacity. He's incredibly adaptable, and man, is he intense. And as evolutionary hunters, here's the reality of who we are. And as I say this to you, and you hear it perhaps for the first time, I think the reality will actually reveal itself to you and let you know how true this is. The fact is that people like us, you and me, are predisposed to get into a higher level of fight or flight than the rest of the world. In fact, we are evolutionary hunters. We are looking for fight or flight. In so many ways, much of your life has been motivated by fight or flight. And then there comes a time in our lives where we've been fighting and running and going and defending and have our guard up for far too long. And what happens is we get to this place where our neck muscles get tense, and we get tense, we get accelerated, we get heart palpitations, we have a hard time letting go, we have a hard time shaking it off. Now, how is it that all of this can be reversed by something as simple as a 20-minute walk? Well, I'll share with you what Brad told our membership this week. He said he's gotten up, he's done the Primal walk 3 times because it was Wednesday, so he did it every day he had a chance to do it. And I said, Brad, how's the neck feeling? He said, man, it's feeling better than it ever has. It's feeling better than anything else I've done. I've been wrenching on it, doing all this stuff to it. And I said, Brad, how many of the Primal walks did it take before you felt your neck release? And he said, Alex, it was the first one. At the beginning of the first one. How crazy is that? Here's the theory that I'll share with you that I believe is not just true, but has been proven over and over again by the people who are doing this and seeing massive changes in your life. The theory is that you and I exist in some stage of fight or flight. And if we get up in the morning, and rather than running from the woolly mammoth, we go out and we walk deliberately for 20 minutes or more. We breathe in and out slowly through our nose exclusively to calm the nervous system. That motion, that movement, that physiological connection to movement, and couple that with slow, deep nasal breathing, we convince our bodies we are out of fight or flight, and almost immediately, as if on cue, it will start to relieve tension and start to relieve the tightness you're feeling and start to relieve the anxiety and the acceleration and the reactivity that you've been feeling. And here's what's so amazing about this discipline, this habit that you can add to your life today, is all you have to do is get up and do this 20-minute walk every morning, and you will completely reset your ability to deal with pressure and noise. Because every morning you will be getting up and offloading that pressure and noise, going for the walk, releasing your back, releasing your neck. And if there's any more proof needed, there is absolute scientific reasons and proven physiological reasons why this works. When we walk, that bilateral stimulation of the body actually calms us. It's almost like a meditation. When we walk, we release the muscles throughout the entire back of our body. When we don't walk, they actually get tight. When we walk, we invoke that evolutionary hunter walking across the earth, looking for its prey. And when we walk deliberately, when we stand up straight, when we wear shoes where we can feel the ground, we walk on a multi-plane surface, we track our eye gaze far, far out in front of us, not looking down, you will feel the reset of the evolutionary hunter. And this walk doesn't just make you feel better. Science has proved walking 3 times a day or 3 times a week, 20 minutes a day is better than taking any antidepressant on the market today. Science has proved that a 20-minute walk in wilderness or on multi-plane surface will increase dopamine and serotonin, the 2 chemicals that we need to feel like we're connected, to feel like we are alive, to feel like we're in momentum. A 20-minute walk has had better outcomes than any clinical practice in the relief of psychiatric depressive systems. Walking, this movement, breathing in and out through your nose, has massive, provable outcomes that are already out there. And now here's how you prove it to yourself. Tomorrow morning when you get up, instead of going and grabbing your phone and reacting and telling your brain that it's time to get into reactivity, instead of running to the gym and putting yourself back into fight or flight. One of the biggest challenges that we have today is that so many of us, the workouts we're doing actually increase fight or flight. Brad was getting up, getting his kids ready, or getting ready with his family, and then racing off to CrossFit and going through CrossFit, which is basically a fight every day. Now, I'm not saying you have to stop any of that. You can continue to work out, do what you want. I mean, I know I do. I lift weights. I work out with the newbie. I use the PEMF machine. I do all kinds of other things, but I do not miss the opportunity in the morning to reset my entire physiology before I get involved with electronics, before I get involved with people. I go out and I do that 20-minute walk. And I believe that for millennia, that walk, that getting up in the morning, walking away from our tribe, being calm, understanding where we are, surveying the world around us, breathing deeply, and convincing our body that we are no longer in fight or flight is a pattern and a process that is millennia, that has been around for millennium. And you, by doing this, will significantly and radically change how you feel every morning. Primal pain relief is real. The Primal walk will change everything for you. Go out tomorrow morning. Functional shoes. Stand tall. Gaze far, far away. Track an object that's in the distance. Breathe in and out through your nose. And by the end of 20 minutes, you tell me how much different you feel and how engaged you are and how ready you are to take on the world. This is how you prepare as an evolutionary hunter. This will change everything for you. If you want more information and want to understand just how crucial this discipline is, and if you're looking for more focus, more awareness, more presence to be able to do more as an entrepreneur, go to primalfoot.com and download the report we have on the Primal Walk. I know this seems like such an odd thing for someone who focuses on helping entrepreneurs growing and scaling businesses, telling you to go out for a walk in the morning. But if you go to primalwalk.com, you can download a report that will show you exactly why this discipline is so crucial and why I've used it with 100% of my private clients. Everyone I work with has gotten these directions. Everyone I work with understands the Primal Walk. And everyone I work with does everything they can to lower pressure and noise because we're scaling multi-million-dollar businesses and volume creates complexity. I want to help you get past it. Go to primalwalk.com, start this tomorrow morning, and do me a favor. Let me know what you think.